I ain't finished topping, y'all. That bottom wore me out. And we're back with the Black King Perspective. I'm kind of winded. Whew. It was good, y'all.
Child.
Oh, your hair looks nice.
He brushed it as I ran out the room.
Oh.
Yeah. We're going to talk about a topic, y'all. I think this topic more hits parents. They have a law that's banning any gay material in schools, like
Well, they're not necessarily banning. They're giving parents the
permission.
legal. Yeah, it's legal now. The parent have the right to opt out on any. So the title say LGBT material, so that can cover multiple
Plethora of
stuff. So if for a religious reason, or let's just say you just don't believe in the LGBT experience, you might not even be religious. You might just be a black parent, say I don't believe in that gay stuff in my house, so I don't want my child to. No gay material. So they like I said, they use the language gay material. So to me that covers so many different topics. Those parents now have a legal right to opt out those classes or their child participating in it, and I guess it won't be no consequence behind it.
Just to give a little bit of backstory, before the Supreme Court ruling, the parents did not have an option to opt out.
Yeah.
So some parents were going to the schools complaining because they did not have a choice to opt their children out of certain material that they didn't want their children to learn. So now, since the Supreme Court has ruled on it, parents have the option to opt out, and I think that's pretty much a good thing.
First off, I do think parents should be parents. I don't want to step on no parents' toes about any topic. That's from English spelling. I don't want to opt out on anything. But I also think that it is crucial, especially in these days and times, that you are educated in those levels. I honestly, that's my opinion.
Are you talking about because of the level of what society is?
Yes, I think that, and this ties into the text that we talked about earlier, and it ties into the one before that. I think that when you are taught better, you do better, and you know better. You need that empathy and that sympathy button equipped in you, so when you walk out into the real world, you will know that identity first. I have to respect your identity first. It doesn't have to be I respect what you believe. It doesn't have to be I respect I respect you as a person first. When we walk into all these he, she, him, it versus them non-binary, that's where all the confusion comes in. Why can't it just be, hello, my name is Misha, how are you? And you go and call, I think this a man or a woman that I'm talking to, but they told me their name is Misha, and I have to respect that. Why can't we go back to that? Why can't we just go back? You can have your personal conversation about Misha behind closed doors. But when you walk back into their room, you respect me as Misha. Why can't we go back to that?
I think that's a great point, but to bring it back to the point, we're bringing it back to the topic more so. I do think parents, and I do think you're fair, because I remember a show long ago. You have always said that you feel like parents should have parents. So that's the good and the bad. It's like you can't have one without the other. So I do respect that about you. So I do think parents should have. I think they should have always had the right to opt out on these things.
I do too.
But like certain states, I do know that. I think what's the state? The guy that ran for vice president for Miss Harris. Walls.
Jesus.
Minnesota. Yeah, it's some states where even as parents, if the state feel like, especially on LGBT issues, I think with trans kids, they can step in and do certain things without the parent permission or things. So I do think no matter what state you're in, the parents should always have control of their child.
I do.
So whether that state is in agreement of your child becoming a trans at a young age or not, if that parent is in agreement with that or whatever, now I do think the state should be able to. Yeah. The parent should have the right on some of these issues.
And the reason why this is so important, because we don't have school teachers trying to be school teachers. We have a lot of school teachers that's activists, and they're going to school to carry their. I do, and they're going to school to carry out their political statement, and that's. you can have your beliefs, but trying to force some of these beliefs down the children is a little bit far-fetched because, I encourage a lot of people to just go on Google and look at some of these books that they're trying to put in the schools. And yes, some of them are black artists or gay artists. And I'm not saying that these books should be banned, but they need to be age appropriate. And the fact that we are trying to put some of these topics in elementary school and middle school, think about how that's making the gay community look. Because they're already saying that we are sexual predators anyway. Yeah. And then you have this new generation, I'll just go ahead and say new generation of gay people, that only thing they want to do is wear their sexuality on their sleeves. I'm sorry, as a gay man, I'm 37 years old. What I'm thinking about is marriage, a family, and then once I pass away, what can I leave my spouse? Everything else.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. And this is way out there, but let me ask you this. With them being opted out, okay, you're my father. I'm not gay. I'm none of that. What you see, a football player, whatever you see as masculine son, that's what you see.
Got you.
And I come home and I give you the letter. And you say, well, come on, let's talk about this. And I say, don't opt me out. I want to learn. I want to know about this. How do you look at me after that?
I don't know.
That's where my mind goes. My mind goes into.
But I think that the good thing about that still is that's still between the child and the parent. You know what I mean? So those relationships are normal. Let them figure that out. Right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think the part of where the backlash coming in because the school was still trying to step in and say your child needs to still learn these things because of the world is so advanced now. So that was the point. The point of the school is.
But what's wrong with that?
Because the school is trying to be the parent.
Okay, but what's wrong with me knowing you need sex ed, and you need to know that?
But if you're not the parent,
let me finish. What's wrong with knowing anal sex exists? It could be between a female and a male, or a male and a male. What's wrong with knowing you don't have to participate? You can opt out, but what's wrong with knowing that it exists?
Okay, can I answer
that one? So
sex ed is not.
That's what I'm saying. But that's exactly my point.
That's overstepping the boundary. Some parents feel like the fact that they even saying it is overstepping the boundary.
I get that. I do. I understand that. I do. I get that. But what's wrong with me being educated on it?
Some people don't want their children alone.
First of all, sex education is not going to teach about anal sex. Sex education is not what you see on Twitter.
No, what I'm saying is they say LGBTQ. They say that. So anal sex is a part of that.
Right.
I'm not talking about reproduction. I'm talking about.
I think Dante's saying period. It should be taught. Period.
Okay, I understand it, but that does not negate the fact that it exists.
It does, but the point of it is they feel like let that child learn that when they get out of high school into college and they teach them.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
Right, so they feel like this is what most parents are saying.
They
don't want nothing like that in the schools.
From K to 12.
Right. Let's get that out to school, period.
So let's bring
it. But let me ask you this. What's the normal age that a child starts having sex?
Puberty for girls is 7, and boys could be like 9 to 10.
Young, but they still saying, let's keep the school to school. Let's take all the sex
just
stuff
reading,
out.
writing, and arithmetic. I understand that. I do. I understand everything that you're saying. I understand everything that Dante is saying. I some of it I agree with, and some of it I don't. But
what you don't agree with? You feel like what?
Okay.
What you not agree with?
I think.
Because you agree parents should be able.
I do 100%.
But then you come back and say, what's wrong with them knowing?
I do think that let's go. We all know what Lifetime Network is. We all watch Lifetime movies. When those parents leave those kids and they have a party and they're drinking, and they have a pool and one of the kids falls in the pool and dies, and they pull the child out and nobody knows CPR. Where do we go wrong? First of all, we went wrong as a parent. We left the liquor cabinet open. Second of all, we did not teach our child CPR. Like, where is the right and the wrong?
Let me
finish. That ties with this. This is where it ties with. I would want my child to be prepared.
Okay.
As a parent, I want my child to be prepared. So if my child is thrown into a situation, my child has a conscious mind to say, no, you do whatever you want to do, but I'm gonna go over here. I understand.
No,
Some people don't want their kids to know a lot of shit.
Okay.
That's
They feel
true.
like that's too progressive.
First of all,
they feel like it's too progressive.
Sex education in school. Let's think about why they are teaching sex education in school. They're not teaching it for the pleasure.
No.
They're teaching it because that's how human beings
are made.
Are made.
I understand
So,
that's true.
Gay people, I'm so sorry. When they talk about sex education, it's not for our kicks and thrills to
It's
how
not.
we can
So
be
he
better
feel like
dick suckers or do anything
anal
else.
should not be
That's
discussed at all.
that's not the
It
whole
should be
purpose
only
of it.
discussed between the male
But
and
but
female.
piggybacking off of that, piggybacking off of what you said, what sex tape have you ever watched where a woman was not getting anal sex performed on her?
Wait,
But that's not sex
bring it-
education.
that-
But that's sex.
We're not
But
education.
sex. That's what I'm trying to say.
No.
Just because you don't teach me how to put on my shoes, that doesn't mean they're gonna stop selling shoes. It's still
I
there.
agree with you, but parents still don't want to school. They rather their kids go out there and make those mistakes versus school teaching them. That's the reality.
And that's why a lot of gay people, as gay people, that's why a lot of us contract the HIV virus. We had no education of it.
No, that's not
a
true.
big statement, Mission.
That's a big, because it's true.
That's not true.
Let me
because
finish.
in sex education they teach you about HIV.
When
and
did sex
STD.
education? When did sex education start?
Fifth grade.
No. When did it
My
start?
fifth-
What year? What year?
That was fifth grade.
What year that was when you was in fifth grade?
But probably 97.
Okay. When was the AIDS epidemic? Because first of all, they was telling us it came from monkeys. Second of all, they said it came from two
So
men.
you contribute it to you because you feel like
It's contributed to lack of knowledge.
Right.
No, that's
okay,
but that's
okay,
not fair
yeah.
because HIV and STDs still go through straight people as well.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, they teach
So
us about how to wear a condom.
That's what I'm saying.
But the whole fact
Mission,
that
you
gay
made a statement saying
No.
gay people. I think if you would have made a statement saying people in
People,
general,
just take the gay out.
Okay.
People in general. We go through stuff and we learn the after effect of. We want to get taught after the fact
That's
of.
true.
We need to know this before I send my child out to catch their bus. Here go the bus schedule, baby. Study it.
but they want you to teach them at home. They don't want to go to school and you in the school teaching them. That's the thing. They
Yeah,
feel
I
like
understand that.
So
I
that's the
understand
thing. They
that.
feel like it's too progressive for school to be teaching it. That's why they want.
Okay, but if I don't get it from home and I don't get it from school and I get it from the streets and I make a boo-boo, then what?
Well, then you better use the enema.
I'm saying, if I can't get it from school, because my mama, you don't want me to learn this at school. You my dad, and you don't want me to learn this in school. Let's just say putting on a condom. We're not gonna go as far as anal sex and all that. We're just gonna say putting on a condom. Because everybody, if you're not financially stable to put on to bear children or financially stable to take care of a child, gay, straight, or indifferent, you should be putting on a condom or not having sex, right or wrong.
Right.
Okay, so if I can't learn how to put on a condom from my dad, and I can go to school and learn how to put on a condom from my teacher, where do I learn it from?
Listen,
Answer the question.
No.
I think it's
Answer the question, Dante.
Like I said, that's
Well,
still too progressive.
No, that's not what I asked y'all. I asked you, this is my dad, which is at
You have to
home.
teach yourself. You learn
You have
from
to
your
teach
friends.
yourself. And you know,
most
I'm
time they learn from their
sorry,
friends. Whether that's
no.
the proper way or not, most people rather go through that. They feel like a school should just be teaching kids, like you said,
Okay,
read and write.
so when I come to you as a 16-year-old,
this is-
I can't get it from home and I can't get it from school, and I come to you as a
You
16-year-old.
say you agree with the parents.
I do. Part of me feels like if I can't get it from school, I should be able to get it from my dad. But when you said the parents don't want to get it and the school don't want to get it, where do I get it from?
First of all,
it's up to the parents.
no.
It's my point.
School
But the
should not
school
be a
have no
place
right
where
teaching
you
their
sit
children
down and
without the
learn
parents
about sex.
knowing.
That is not the purpose of school. And
That's a course in school, Dante.
I'm sorry.
Education.
That's a course in
hold on.
school. That's a course in
No,
school.
this
which
is.
sex
I'm
education,
sorry.
right?
I'm sorry. My gay community, y'all frustrate me where we have to interject gay in every single thing. Sex education. The whole purpose of sex education is reproduction. Gay people, we can't reproduce.
Yes, we can.
So, we can't.
Yes, we can.
We cannot.
Yes, we can.
We cannot.
Yes,
with
we
the opposite sex.
Exactly. Yes, we can.
We need it with the opposite sex.
Yes, we
But
can.
both of us together, two men together, cannot reproduce.
Okay, but Dante,
hold on. No, let me get this out because we keep trying to make there are some things where you cannot interject
Still
gay
going.
always in. You cannot interject gay in this sex education. And I know we want to do that just so we can feel like we have been seen. But when they talk about sex education, and all these people that's 37 or older know this, we go through the breakdown of it. They tell you about they put on condoms, safe sex. They go through all the things that you are supposed to
Go through it, because safe sex is a part of gay life. Putting on condoms is a part of
First
gay
of all,
life.
Misha,
No.
Let me get it out. Let me get it out.
Putting on the condom, having safe sex.
Okay.
Those are the main two things that we should be promoting: safe sex and
But
putting on the
Misha,
condom.
but
Correct?
Misha, when they're
But
talking,
people
but Misha,
feel like schools shouldn't be teaching that.
No,
Misha.
I'm not. No.
When we talk about sex education, we don't have to put the word gay in there.
Nobody said that.
We don't. We don't have to talk about anal sex, because guess what? That's not how you reproduce.
But nobody said
You
that.
don't have to do
I
that.
threw that in. Nobody said that. My thing is this. First and foremost, if Misha and Emmanuel have a child, whether we go get a surrogate or he go out and get a girl or I go out and get one, the first thing I should be teaching my child, safety. First thing.
But
But
that as a you going back? That's as a parent.
as a parent,
So that's the point we're not
okay,
disagreeing
but
with.
if I
The
cannot,
school, you feel like it's-
So now we about to
if
disagree.
I cannot, if nobody taught me,
You okay with the school stuff?
I'm perfectly okay with it. If nobody taught me,
Then why are you a parent?
Hey, a baby don't come with a guidebook. A baby come with a cry.
Well, I mean,
A baby don't come to the world with a guidebook. A baby come to the world with a cry.
I'm sorry, like, but seriously,
No, I am being serious.
Like,
A baby
you
don't come to the world with a guidebook. Did
You
your
can't-
parent get a guidebook when you were born? Hopefully yours didn't either. Just like when we walk out into the world, we as gay people, we are lost and fucking confused.
No, we're not. I'm not.
When we walk out into the world, we are lost and fucking confused. Either one or two things happen. And y'all can agree or disagree. One or two things that happen about sex. You are misinformed and miseducated. Because when your first time having sex, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You just following behind what you've seen. Nobody taught you this, especially gay. Nobody taught us this.
Okay, so let me say this, and I know we're going on break, but let me say this, Misha. I agree with you as a parent have a right to teach your child.
I do.
But the point of it is the backlash of why the Supreme Court had to step in is because the school was trying to step in and say that we still want to teach your children this because of society, because of the world we living in. They need to be educated. That's fine and dandy.
No, it's not.
That's fine and dandy from the perspective of.
If I'm a progressive parent.
No, that's fine and dandy that I'm getting a benefit of doubt. Their intention is right.
Okay.
We in society, the world is progressing.
Their intentions is
I'm just
Yes.
going with that. But this is what I'm saying. I think the backlash was this. Parents still have the right to opt out.
Of course.
And therefore, the school should not be stepping in to say, we still going to teach this thing to your child. If you a parent, like Dante saying, you decide to have a child, then I will assume it's certain things you're going to come equipped with. It's certain things you should know, or you're going to educate yourself on so you can teach your child. But for most parents, especially black, they do not want schools teaching their children about sex education. And like I said, it wasn't about sex education. They said LGBT material.
We just throwing sex in there.
So I think that's the ultimate thing. I think parents having the right of that. I think we can all agree that parents have the right. I think what we might not all agree on if when or should the school step in at a certain point. And I think that's what a disagreement come in.
Not with me.
I don't think. I think government needs to stay far away from people as possible. So I don't think.
What you mean by that?
When it comes to sex education, I think that should be really taught at home. The government don't need to have no business in that.
But what it?
We gotta
Because
take
I know we got to take a break.
We do. On that note, I'm gonna go back to school and see what I missed out on, so I can educate y'all and let y'all know the oohs and the ahs. Cause these background singers ain't singing when I'm singing. We'll be right back with the Black Gay Perspective.